But the justice of the peace in Texas, they've got a lot of discretion. So, on some things that I'm able to apply that discretion to, I do.
So I will tell you my favorite word in the world is intention. What are my intentions when I do something? What's my intention behind something? And what I have found in my 8 years of observing you is that you're a very intentional judge. And I care about that as a voter and as a person. It's an important job, and you come across people at different phases of their life, but being really thoughtful and intentional as opposed to what sometimes we can do, which is get on autopilot and what's my docket today, and I got to just crank through this thing, and I got somewhere to be or whatever. But what I found is you're very intentional, even down to when you perform a marriage ceremony. You're
Oh
very
yeah,
intentional about the way that you do that as well. Do you want to talk a
yeah,
little bit about that, about when you do marriages? Because that's a fun part of the job, right?
yeah, and that's one of the roles of the justice of the peace is to marry folks. It goes back to the early days here in Texas or in America, I guess. But yeah, I mean, and I was kind of interested, like the very first wedding that I did, the couple that came, you know, it, I asked them, I said, well, why'd you go to a justice of the peace? I mean, because like when I got married, we did it at our church.
Yeah.
And I still remember the young lady, because the family was there and everything. She said, because this was affordable, she said, we want to take our money and we want to be able to put it into this, house that we're going to buy, or this goal that we have. And it is, it's an inexpensive way. And it is a part of the roles that the JP does. But I mean, like the justice of the peace role, like I said, I've got a civil docket, I've got a criminal docket. I do mental health commitments, mental health transfers. Oh my gosh, it runs a spectrum. We've got one of the most diverse courts, and that's one of the reasons why I like it, because when we're having our trial dockets, you know, every one that comes to me, we could be doing evictions, but then they'll slip in there. I've got a civil case, and I'll hear a dispute between a homeowner and another homeowner because someone's dog got out and attacked the other person's dog, and they're wanting their medical expenses for the dog to be reimbursed. And so it's kind of fun, that I'm still doing what I did in law enforcement, which was, we would jump from scene to scene or role to role. And so I enjoy that. It's not boring.
Yeah.
There's something new, every few hours. And
Yeah.
I said, there's some guidelines in there, but the justice of the peace in Texas, they've got a lot of discretion. And so, on some things that I'm able to apply that discretion to, I do. And then there's other things that it's black and white, and that's what it is. And even on, on some of those, it pains me, to do it, but that's my role. I mean, that's my role. That's my role, and that's what I do. Just like when I was in police work, that was my role, and that's what I do. And I do it with compassion.